Hello, good morning. Good morning. It is Tuesday Talks at 10:30. Trying to find me so that I can see your comments. How's everybody doing this morning? Let me know if you are on so that I can say hello and I know that you're watching. Good morning. Good morning. There we go. Okay, still not seeing it. Good morning. Tuesday Talks at 10:30. I am evidential medium Stacy Needenthal. We get together every Tuesday at 10:30 and we talk about things that maybe you're not always comfortable in talking about with others. So I take this opportunity every Tuesday morning. If I could find it on the live, that would be awesome, but I can't seem to find it. Up, there we go. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Okay. So today is just like every other Tuesday at 10:30. We sit and we just chat for a little while. And we talk about things, like I said, that maybe you're not comfortable in talking to other people about or hearing about, or you just need to know that someone shows up for you every Tuesday morning at 10:30 to say, good morning, you're not alone, I love you, you got it. We are going to talk about focus and change and different things today. But first of all, I want to talk about some of the events that are coming up. The 17th of July is our online Divine Empowerment Circle. If you haven't joined up, you can go to the website and click class and join us on the 17th. Sunday, I'm going to be in Camp Hill at Amber and Alchemy doing live angel card readings there, walk-in angel card readings. The 28th through the 30th, I am going to be in Bel Air, Maryland. I have a few privates available. The intimate group is sold out, but I do have, I think, 2 or 3 seats that are still available at Haven in Havre de Grace. Let's see. Tonight at 8 p.m., I thought about doing a Zoom for live questions and answers, and I will post the Zoom link up after we finish with this, but it doesn't cost you anything. Come on in. It'll be at 8 o'clock tonight, and we're just going to do live question and answers. Of course, it will be recorded so that we can share it then with our Facebook family. So, how is everybody this morning, this 15th day of July? Are you having a good summer? Ooh, kind of a wonky summer. The energy's kind of feeling weird. So I want to give you a quote, and we're going to talk about this quote. Of course, my camera's acting a little wonky. There we go. The quote is, "The secret of change is to focus all of your energy, not fighting the old, but on building the new." And that's a quote that Socrates wrote. I'm not sure when, but, it's been a while ago. But I think to myself how true that is, that if we want to change who we are, what we're doing, situations and opportunities, we can't focus on the old regrets, the old things that we were taught at one time. We have to change the way things look and feel. So I've come to the conclusion that I am done fighting the old regrets and the old energies that hold me back, that make me tell myself, you can't do this, or this isn't for you. The ones that make me feel unequal to others who are succeeding around me. The ones who poke at me, these things that I say in my head, and we all do it. We all do it. We all have this inner consciousness that we think is trying to protect us. Oh, there we go. But actually, this inner consciousness is built, oh, good grief, on fear. It's fear-based. Well, I'm just all over the place here. Let's see. See, there we go, there we go. Oh, well, let's see. Sorry. Technical issues. I told one of my IT people the other day, I have too many technologies for what my brain can handle. There we go. I think we're good. So, my focus has been for a very long time that I want to be the best that I can be for everyone involved in the situations that come across my desk. I want to consider the energies of others so that I can help in my most loving way. And when I do that, I don't always put my consideration in the forefront. Some people may consider that a burden, um, but I think about the energies that are around me and how when I try and help or navigate a situation with someone else, that actually builds the energy up in myself. But have you ever heard the saying that, you give really good advice, but you don't take your own advice? Guilty. So I make decisions based on my growth, but sometimes I think, am I stunning my growth? And what causes that? My insecurities of being seen, being vulnerable. So I feel like that's a good question to ponder. Do I make my decisions based on my growth, or am I basing my decisions on my insecurities so that I stay in the exact same place that I am right now because it's safe? So the quote reinforces that the focus should be placed not on the past, on fighting the old, but on making new. So my energies need to be focused on making new decisions, new energies, new opportunities, instead of basing it on, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, I'm doing fine just right here. I don't need to do anything more. I'm going to hide today. I'm not going to. So it's going past those insecurities. And sometimes those opportunities feel comfortable, and sometimes they feel uncomfortable. My comfort level has been stretched to unsurmountable uncomfortability at times. And I realize it's because of the limits I put on myself. How many agree? Do you put limits on yourself based on your own fears and insecurities? Do you see others succeeding and taking these great opportunities and wonder, why not me? It's because of our own fear and our own insecurities. If you're like most people, you go just far enough that you're still staying within your comfort level. But how do you grow from difficult situations? How do you start from a trauma-based incident to move past it, to move through it? Sounds freaking easy, doesn't it? How many of your friends say, oh, you're not over that yet? Oh my God, just keep going. Tomorrow's going to be a better day. Well, some of the best motivational speakers will say to you, what's the thing? Fake it until you make it. Well, I agree with that to a certain degree, but if I'm faking it till I make it, I'm not facing my insecurities so that I don't have to fake it till I make it again. I'm not finding the confidence level within myself to walk through what is stopping me, my insecurities, my fear. Not just my fear of failure, but also my fear of success. So I want you to think, just for a moment, what is something that you want to accomplish? Got it? Now I want you to ask yourself, is it attainable? And don't go, well, maybe. Is it attainable? Yes or no? If you said yes, that it's attainable, allow yourself to work through attaining it. And if you answered the question, if you answered the question, no, it's not attainable, Ask yourself, why isn't it attainable? What part of it is attainable right now? Instead of looking the big picture, let's look at one piece at a time. What's something small about the end result that you can attain right now? So remember, I said in the beginning, the quote is, the secret of change is to focus all your energy on building new, a new foundation, starting new, piece by piece, instead of fighting the old ideas. Someone else will do it. I can't do it. I'm not smart enough. I mean, when I started here just a second ago, I said to you, oh my God, I have so many technologies, in front of me that it's more than it blows my mind sometimes. I can't do this. I can't do this. I don't have the understanding. Well, I could have the understanding if I would break it down piece by piece and say, okay, I can adjust the camera. I did it. Okay. I can do this. I can do this. It's breaking it down into smaller pieces. It's putting my energy into the new. What is attainable? What can I accomplish? Trauma is very similar. Very similar. Because there are things that we tell ourselves because of habits that we have been told or learned that we don't want to be stuck in anymore. So maybe someone told you that your opinion doesn't matter. Maybe you were to be seen and not heard. Start little by little to engage in conversations. You don't have to be this big conversationalist with all the with all the brilliant ideas. But if you've got a thought in your mind, allow yourself to speak it. And be graceful about it. The opposite of the trauma, if you were taught not to speak, we speak too much, we speak too loud, we want to be heard, we get obnoxious. It's finding that middle ground. Part of growing spiritually is expanding your thought process to heal. And here's the funny thing, the thought process doesn't always take thought. Make sense? Sometimes the thought process just takes quiet. Forward thinking, not backward thinking. Change can be hard and messy and uncomfortable. So can staying stuck exactly where you're at. So you have choices to make. Do I want to stay stuck where I am right now? Or do I want to make little changes for forward thinking? Challenging yourself to see what you're really capable of. And if for some reason it doesn't turn out the way that you expected, pause for a moment, look at what you've learned through the process, navigate it, and proceed on. Focus gets me out of focus sometimes, because I have to acknowledge where my focus lies. I have all these projects on my desk, all these things that I want to do and accomplish. But because I have so many projects, guess what doesn't get done? Completing a project. So I'm focused on projects, but I'm not focused on one at a time completing them. And I have shifted gears. Last week, shifted some gears to say, here's what I'm going to work on first. And I'm going to complete that. And then I'm going to work on this. And then I'm going to work on this. We'll see how it turns out. But I have to acknowledge where my focus lies. Am I out of focus because I am avoiding completing a project because my insecurities are afraid of what other people may think of the project that I completed? That's a thinker, isn't it? This is what I do. Isn't that crazy? I think and overthink and rethink and adjust and ask myself these questions, sometimes out loud, sometimes to myself. If you've ever been around me, you'll see I talk to myself quite a bit. Oh, you know what? Wonder why I did that. Because I want to get deep down within myself and be comfortable with myself to find out who I am, which seems silly, but why do I do the things that I do? Are these new opportunities, or are they habits that I've learned through the years? Do you have so many projects that you're overwhelmed? Do you have so many thoughts in your mind that you're overwhelmed? Do you have too many things that you do on a day? Too many burdens that you're picking up? Too many emotions that you have pushed down? So let's talk about, how do I want to say this? Let's talk about a situation or a question or a statement that is posed to me all the time. For instance, meditation. I have so many of my clients say, I don't know how to meditate. I can't meditate. I can't quiet my mind. Okay, well, they're kind of one and the same. You don't know how to meditate, so your mind doesn't get quiet. That's why the mind wanders. Because you're trying to get quiet and you're thinking to yourself, should I be hearing something? Should I be seeing something? What should I be thinking about? Oh, I need to think about this. Oh, I should be focusing on this. Oh, you know what? Later I have to go pick this up at the store. So on average, and I thought this was mind-blowing, on average, people make about 35,000 decisions a day. Well, shoot. If you're making 35,000 decisions a day, no wonder your mind doesn't stop. No wonder you're going all over the place. So it's one of those things where we have to look at the decisions that we're making. Slowing down, taking a look at it. So there are subconscious decisions that you make without even thinking about it. Blinking, breathing, scratching an itch. You automatically decide to do this without even thinking about it. I mean, I don't know how many times my eyes have blunk. I don't know what the past tense of blink is. Just during this live. But I do that without even thinking about it. I move my hands when I talk without even thinking about it. These are daily things that I do subconsciously that my body knows that I need. Make sense? And then there are daily routines that you make decisions about. And they become automatic decisions. They become, habits. What side of the bed that you sleep on. What time the alarm goes off. If you've woken up every morning for 5, 10, 15, 20 years at 6 a.m., and then all of a sudden you don't set your alarm, guess what time you wake up? 6 a.m. because you've trained the body, you've trained the mind. It's wake up time. Then there are food choices. 200 decisions a day on food. Now, I snack a lot and I graze a lot, but I think about food 200 times a day. Interesting. Then there are choices that overload us. Feelings, thoughts, emotions, reactions to what people say. Did you ever think about when you're having a conversation with someone, where does your response come from? It's just automatically there. Most of the time, you just know how to respond. Well, how do I know how to respond? Because my brain told my mouth, say this. I'm taking in the information and I'm automatically saying something. Does that overwhelm you or exhaust you? Sometimes. Sometimes I'm in a conversation with someone and I'm thinking, oh my Lord, I just need to get out of this conversation. Either they're not listening to what I have to offer. Their energy is very overwhelming. I totally disagree with what they're saying. And I need to exit. Fight or flight. Okay. Maybe I need to have a better understanding of where they're coming from. So maybe I'll ask more open-ended questions. So this is part of the decisions. This is part of, how did I say that? Hold on. Notes. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on the past, not on the old, but on building the new. So, if you respond or react to certain situations. Maybe if you take a step back and you say, I wonder why I respond this way. Roll the reels back. And you will think of a situation of something that happened to you. I've told this story before. I'm not always good at saying I'm sorry with my husband. I'm better at it now. But he called me out on the carpet about this years ago. I'll go up and I go, oh, you still love me? And then I thought to myself, why are those two words difficult to say? And then I went back to a situation that happened in my teenage years where someone that I loved and respected very much, when I apologized to them, made a mockery of my apology. And I had to heal that wound and say to myself, you know what? I tried to apologize. I'm only responsible for the things that I say. I'm not responsible for the things that that person feels. But it made me feel less confident. Decisions make you feel confident or not confident because of certain situations that happened. I also have clients that say to me, I can't journal. I don't know how to journal. I don't have time to journal. But if you find time to journal, then all of a sudden this becomes an automatic response from the hand to the pen of a conversation that you can have with yourself to build new energy. Because now you can read and hear what your mind was thinking, but maybe you weren't listening, but you can write it down. It is hard. It absolutely is hard. But journaling can help you make decisions quicker because you can see it. You can see what the situation is around you and allow yourself to go from A to B to C. Let me just turn that little volume thing off. There we go. So you've already subconsciously stored these ideas in your brain, what's good and what's bad. Ask yourself, how's that working for you? Are you happy with the situations that are around your life? Or do you need to make some changes? When you break down complex decisions, you start to train your brain. Let's break it down. Instead of just saying, I can't, I won't, I shouldn't, I'm not able. Here's what I can do. Here's what's really possible. You'll become more confident in your decisions because you've looked at them in smaller bits and pieces. You're building a new thought process instead of wasting your energies on the old thought process. It recalibrates your brain. And it brings in new habits. So finding out what the primary emotions are behind the decision. What fear do I have? What's distracting me? Why am I afraid to face this task? Do I need more information? How can I lessen my fear? How will I feel when I overcome this fear? I mean, I used to have a fear of roller coasters years ago, but I just got on the roller coaster. Even though it scared the bejesus out of me, I would still get on the roller coaster, and eventually I lost my fear of roller coasters. Now, I don't know how many roller coasters I would get on. Now, they're going to whip me all over the place because it hurts. But getting over the fear or being stuck in the fear. If you want to be the best version of yourself, be your own best friend. Ask yourself questions. What's stopping you? Wouldn't you ask a friend? If a friend came to you and said, here's what I want to do, wouldn't one of the first things that you said to them, well, what's stopping you? Well, I was told this when I was a kid. Well, you're not a kid anymore. Let's overcome that. Let's walk through that. Let's not let that damaged child damage your adult that's within you. Does it make sense? When you journal, you start to write and uncover some of these fears so that you can focus on new energy. That's old energy. Those are the old things. I am not the same person that I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I'm not, and you hear me say this all the time, I'm not the same person I was 2 weeks ago. I'm not the same person I was yesterday. And tomorrow I won't be the same person that I am today because I'm not that person yet. But if I focus on the good energy of tomorrow, the good energy of today, and build on that good energy instead of being stuck in the energy of yesterday, I grow, I learn, I become more confident, I become happier. I've been struggling back and forth for the last couple months on certain situations around me, and I've come to the conclusion that I am only responsible for how I feel, how I respond, how I react. The things that were done were out of my control. I had nothing to do with that. But I need to learn and grow to move forward. Make sense? So I want to pose this to you. If you're feeling stuck and overwhelmed or in a standstill, use these questions. So what's my primary emotion behind this situation, this decision? Where's my fear at about this? What's distracting me? What's allowing me to be fearful? What am I telling myself? How would I have a conversation with my best friend about the same type of situation? Using those questions can help kickstart a new way of thinking, a new way of looking at things. When somebody just said, I need to learn to journal, you just pick the journal up every single day and you write something down. It doesn't have to be a long journal entry. There's a thing called morning pages where when you wake up in the morning, you write for like 5 or 10 minutes, whatever pops into your head. A lot of times it helps you to recall dreams. But maybe write down every day one good thing that happened today, one bad thing that happened today, and how those two balance each other out and what I can do about those things. Is it important for the good thing, or is it important to focus on the bad thing? Because you know what we do? We focus on the bad thing. Instead of saying, this is what I accomplished, we get stuck on, this is what I did not accomplish. Instead of looking at how far we've come in our lives, we look back at all the mistakes that we made in our lives. I get flashes of different situations in my life that I'm less than proud of. And then I think to myself, why am I even thinking about that? I worked through that. I don't need this spiritual warfare around me, because when you're working on like a spiritual awakening, when you're trying to do inner work and inner journeying, when you're trying to be the best that you can, you have this nagging neighbor in your head saying, yeah, but you did this. Yeah, but you did that. I remember years and years and years and years and years ago, when my ex-husband and I split up, I received a phone call from someone who told me something that he was doing. And I was like, I don't care what he's doing. Like, we're not together anymore. And she actually said to me, well, if I knew it wasn't going to bother you, I wouldn't have called you to tell you. Well, what is that? You called to tell me because you wanted it to bother me? I don't get that. I don't get that. Mind your business. This is my healing journey. Serenity says there is a new AI app that you can journal and it writes back and helps you look at a different perspective. I can't remember what it's called. There you go. I mean, I have my own fears about AI, but it works for a lot of people, so it's a good thing. It's got to be a good thing. I have friends of mine who have the do the AI chats, and they talk about what their situations are, and it does. It gives them advice on what they're going through, or a book to read, or a thought process, or how to journal. Thanks for sharing that, Serenity. So I want to pose in front of you. Are you feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or at a standstill? So look at why and what you can do to move forward. Instead of, I'm right here, I need to move here. And it does not mean you have to accomplish the biggest thing in your life. It means you need to take a step in that direction. Using those questions can help you to kickstart those things. The quote was, oh crap, the secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Build a new foundation, brick by brick, emotion by emotion, task by task. Start small. Because we all want to live the life we love and love the life we live. But when we're living in the past, it's hard to accomplish that. All right, guys. I hope this was able to give you something to ponder and to think about. I'm going to be posting the Zoom link here in a little bit so that we can do a live question and answer tonight on Zoom, 8 o'clock. Join me. I will, and see, in my head, I have this fear of nobody showing up. But if nobody shows up, I'll just record something else. All right, guys. Have a great and wonderful day. Step by step, bit by bit, focusing on the new, building the new, instead of wasting your energy on the old. Have a great day. I love you. I will talk to you soon. Peace out. And, I don't know. Goodbye.